Hey everybody, it's Stacy with As the Tea Brews. Today I wanted to share with you some of my tea collection. This is going to be my caffeinated or energizing teas, which actually compose only about a third of my tea collection. Most of the teas I drink are herbal teas or non-caffeinated teas, and the reason is that I just like to drink coffee in the morning, and so I don't usually drink very much caffeinated tea in the morning. I might have 1 or 2 cups late morning or early afternoon, but after that I switch to herbals and decaf so that I can sleep at night. I made a mug of one of my favorites. It's a green tea, North African mint from David's Tea, and it's just a very good. It's I'll talk about that in a minute, but it's one of my favorites. This is in one of my David's Tea steeper mugs, and I brewed it for 3 minutes at 175 degrees. Okay, I'm going to start with mates because I have the least of those. I only have 2. So my first one is Chocolate Rocket from David's Tea, and this one is super yummy. I love making this one after my coffee in the morning to put in a tea tumbler to take with me on errands or go to the school, and I'll just sip on it to get energy. And this one has chocolate and almonds and raspberry, and it's very good. It's not overly sweet. It has more of the scent of those flavors than and a very light taste to it, in my opinion. Okay, and then my other mate that I have is from Tivana, and I've reused this tin. This used to be a Oprah chai tin, which I can't get that tea anymore. I don't know if they're gonna bring that one back or not, but it was one of my favorite chais, but I don't have any more. But it is still from Tivana, and it's a samurai chai mate, and it's a little bit more of a fruity chai, kind of a greener fruity chai, and I liked this one mixed with like a darker blacker chai, like a Maharaja chai, but sometimes my husband likes to take this one to go hot in his work tumbler, or his tumbler for work. So next I'll do black teas. I only have 4 of them, and the reason is I just don't drink a lot of black tea. I just don't usually like black tea. Sometimes the flavored ones are good to me, but I'm just not a black tea person. So I've got organic cream of Earl Grey from David's Tea. Hopefully you guys can see these teas. And this one is good for a Earl Grey, I think, and it's very creamy and nice. And I have this one mostly because I feel like it would be good for like a tea party. And sometimes I'll make it up and we'll pretend to be British and we'll add some cream and sugar, and it's just kind of fun. And then, let's see, I have pistachio ice cream from David's Tea as well. And this one, I don't really like this one very much. I got this one because everybody loved it and they raved about it on the David's Tea fan page. And I've tried this iced, and I've tried it latte, I've tried it plain, I've tried it hot. The only way I really like it is as a hot latte with some vanilla soy milk. Every other way I just don't really care for. This is probably, well, I have 2 favorite black teas, so this is one of them. This is Read My Lips from David's Tea, and this is a peppermint chocolate black tea, and this one's yummy. It's got tiny little red sprinkle lips in there, if you can see it, and pieces of chocolate. So good. Okay, and then my last hot tea, or my last black tea, is Harney & Sons Hot Cinnamon Spice, and this one is really good. I just drank this one yesterday. And this one I have in tea bags. I'm not sure why I bought the tea bags other than the loose tea, but it's what I have. So anyway, this one is really, really cinnamony and spicy, and I love that. I love cinnamon. So next I have my oolongs, and I have 4 oolongs. Let's see, my first 2 you guys saw in my unboxing. I have maple syrup oolong from David's Tea. And I didn't like this one the first time I tried it. I think because I expected it to be super, super sweet, but it wasn't. You taste a lot more of the oolong than I expected, and that just kind of threw me off, I think. But after I've had a couple of hot cups of it, I have actually really enjoyed it. I'm trying to think if I had this one iced yet. I think I did make it iced on one of my road trips, and it was okay, but I think I liked it hot better. And then, let's see, my next one is the milk oolong from David's Tea, and this one I think is just it smells kind of milky and creamy, and it's just a good basic oolong, milk oolong. I don't really know the difference between oolong and milk oolong. sorry, but I wanted something kind of just simple without any extra flavors or sweeteners, and so that I could sip when I was in the mood for that, and I think this is perfect for that. My last two oolongs are both from Tivana, so you can't get it anymore. One is the Maharaja Chai oolong, which is the one I like to mix with the samurai chai, and this one is my favorite chai next to the Oprah chai, which they stopped making a while ago. But this one is nice and spicy, and it's so good, and I only have, I don't know, maybe five mugs of it left in there, and I'm afraid to use it because I don't want to run out. If you know of a really good spicy chai, I'd love to try it. I've tried several from Adagio, and I didn't think they were spicy enough in my opinion, so I need some recommendations for that. And then my last oolong is also from Tivana, and it's a pumpkin spice brulee, and this one is labeled a dessert tea, but I'm pretty sure it's a oolong. I might be wrong on that. This one is so good. I don't know what all is in here because the little labels from Tivana don't say the ingredients. But this one is sweet and spicy, and my favorite way to drink this is hot with half pumpkin spice brulee and half of the Maharaja chai, and mix those together, and it makes it extra spicy, and it's just so good. And I have a pretty full tin of this one. Did I show you this one? And I will definitely be sad when this one's gone because it's delicious. But I haven't really been drinking it this summer. I think I'm waiting for the weather to cool down and for it to feel like fall before I enjoy that one. Okay, so the last of my caffeinated teas are green teas. I have the most green teas. And so I have them in this little basket here. Usually I like to, when I order a tea and I decide that I like it and I want to keep it in my collection, I typically like to get a tin for it or put it in a tin, so I don't have a lot of bags. I don't like how bags fit in my pantry, and I just like the tins better. It's easier to scoop out of, and I just like them. I do have one bag in here. I only just bought this one last week or a couple weeks ago at Caffeinated, and I've had one mug of this, and I'm not sure that it's my favorite yet, that it's gonna stay in my collection, so I haven't put it in a tin. But this is the cinnamon green tea, and this one smells delicious dry, but it wasn't as cinnamony as I had hoped when it was brewed up. Okay, and then I have two boxes of green tea, and they're both the same kind of tea. I've got genmaicha tea, which I've just recently learned the right way to say that, and I was saying it genmatcha before, which was wrong, but I think it's genmaicha, and it's a green tea mixed with brown toasted rice, and it's delicious. I love this one with a meal, especially Asian food, and so I have two different kinds which taste very similar, but I wasn't sure if they would taste similar, so I bought both of these. So these are just tea bags. Okay, the rest of them, let's see. Well, let's do, so this one is a matcha, which I unboxed in one of my hauls from Adagio, and this is just a plain green matcha. And I just ordered the sample size, so it didn't come with a tin, so I put it in my own tin from Cost Plus World Market. And so I don't have a whole lot in there. I think they said you have about 10 to 12 cups in the sample size, and I've had this twice so far, so I still have quite a few more uses out of that one. Let's see, my other matcha that I have from Adagio is the matcha mocha, which has the slight mocha flavor, and I did a review on this one in one of my previous videos, so if you want to see that one, you can check that one out. And this one was very similar to the regular matcha. It just has a very slight mocha flavor, which is intensified when you add a little bit of sweetener. Let's see, and then I have a blueberry matcha from David's Tea, and this one was really good, but it is sweet. It's very sweet, so a lot of people recommend using half this and half the regular matcha, which I did, and I used it with some vanilla soy milk, and it was like a treat, kind of like a dessert treat, but it's very good. And then I have a genmaicha powder from Teazant Tea, which is a tea shop about half an hour, 40 minutes from us in Salt Lake City. And this one is just a powder form of the green tea matcha with the toasted ground up brown rice. And this one's very good. I love this one in the afternoon, especially so far I've only had it iced, I've only had it with some vanilla. So I'll do about half water, half vanilla soy milk, and some of this, and blend it up in the blender, and then drink this over ice, and it's very good. But I've heard that it's very good hot too. So as soon as the weather cools down, I'll be excited to try that. I'm getting overrun with tins on my chair here. Okay. North African Mint from David's Tea. This is one of my ultimate favorites. I've refilled this one several times. It's kind of full, so I'm trying not to spill it. This one's just spicy. It's got cardamom and ginger and pepper. It has licorice in it. I think that gives it a slight sweetness, but I don't really taste the licorice. It has fennel. It's so good. This one is really, really good. And I will definitely keep buying that one. Let's see, one other one similar to that. I have Kashmiri Chai from David's Tea, and I love this one as well. This one's really spicy, and it's very similar to North African Mint, just minus the mint part. But it's got very good chai flavors in it. Oh, I love this one. Oh, let me show you. This is one of my favorite green teas as well, and I love all of these hot, most except for the matchas. I think I drink almost all of these hot. Okay, let's see, I have Silk Dragon Jasmine, which I'm not sure if you can get any more from David's Tea or not. It has such a good, strong jasmine flavor to the green tea. I don't really like green tea, plain green tea. I like it usually if it's got some flavor to it, and I love jasmine green tea, and this one's really yummy. And then my last green tea, and this one I like even better than the jasmine. What was it called? Jasmine, Silk Dragon Jasmine, is the Dragon Pearls green tea. Now I know they have a black Dragon Pearls or Dragon Black Pearls, something like that. And this is the green version. And it's basically just a green tea with the jasmine in it. But they have all these little rolled, I don't know if I can show you these little balls that unfurl and get really big in your mug when you brew them. And it's just so smooth and delicious. I love this one. Okay. So that's all of my caffeinated teas. If you want to hear more about any of them specifically, let me know. Or if you want to see a review on one, see how it steeps up and all of that jazz, then let me know in the comments below, and I'll be back in another video with my herbals. Okay, we'll see ya.